Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of This Week in Wrestling. I'm your host, Cesar Scorpio. This week was jam-packed with more here action from TNA, WWE, of course, WWE building on TLC, their pay-per-view coming up this Sunday, and TNA Backlash here from Final Destination and that tie debacle that we talked about here last week. TNA does try to make up for it here on Impact Wrestling on that tie by giving us some overtime first thing here on Impact. Sting comes out and gives us the overtime sudden death. Finally, we get the legitimate win victory that we should have had from Bobby Roode at the pay-per-view, but finally here on Impact after 2 overtimes. Sudden death, they call it. But it ends up being right. So, I mean, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but they try to correct their issues, and in my opinion, they did just that. Another thing that was pretty entertaining here on TNA, brought up here this week on Impact, was the actual tag team tournament wild card style, setting up 2 wrestlers that have never, in some cases, been matched up before, in some cases have never wrestled before against each other, and putting up as a team and going at it. I mean, good combinations. For instance here, Eric Young and ODB, yeah, male and female in the ring. That's going to be next week. Can't wait to see that, for instance. But another one that was entertaining here was Hernandez and Rob Terry. This was a match. This was an actual team that looked entertaining here on paper, but after this match here with Big Papa Pump and Abyss, didn't really hold up to the propaganda here. Speaking of Abyss here with their situation here with Immortal, back and forth. Abyss is Immortal, then he's against Immortal, with Immortal, against Immortal. Now Immortal gets him back here on this edition of Impact, and it seems that he's happy and content with being a member of Immortal. Now, how long is this going to last? Is it going to last even to Genesis? We'll find out here in weeks to come. But I don't trust Abyss right now, even though he's playing like he's part of Immortal. Way to go, Big Papa Pump. Got this victory for you. But again, don't buy totally into that here with Abyss. Next is the situation here with the X Division. Now, X Division is all about TNA, and TNA is trying to build up their X Division by getting Zema Ion the victory here over, of course, Anthony Nese. Now, this was a good match, and these 2 guys had it going on, but I think they like Zema Ion's character. They like his style. Young guy, a lot of high impact moves. Of course, won the match here with a 450 splash. Good things here from Zema Ion. And again, when he came out originally here in this tournament here with Austin Aries, I thought we were going to see him more often. But now it looks like it's his time. They're giving him a push. They want to push the X Division. That is their bread and butter here in TNA. And they're doing it. So we'll see what happens with Zema Ion. See if he gets more of a push. It looks like they're trying to go in that direction. So whether or not he's going to get a title shot, if they're going to bust with another tournament, yet to come here, and we'll keep that information posted coming on UnifiedWrestling.com. After that, we had the last TNA match for Jesse Neal. That's right. Jesse Neal was rumored to be leaving TNA shortly here on UnifiedWrestling.com. This was the last appearance of Jesse Neal on Impact Wrestling. We had him versus Gunner. Gunner, of course, injures him with a DDT, removing the mat here and giving a DDT on the concrete, and that is a storyline on how he goes away. Injury, but again, he is gone. He is actually scheduled to wrestle with his new, I believe, Written Wrestling new circuit, independent, coming up here on Saturday the 17th. Now, if you want to check more out on that, her tickets is around $10 per, so if you want to go purchase a ticket, see this man here wrestling in person, feel free to do that. Remember, go to the website IBelieveInWrestling.com. That's where the new organization that he's in, and where they'll be showing that actual event. After that, we had a interesting match here. Samoa Joe and Magnus. This is a tag team that should have happened quite a while ago. 2 guys that are going nowhere, and putting them together and finally going in the right direction. These both guys have chips on their shoulders, and TNA gives them a victory here on this edition of Impact. Moving forward in the round 2. About time Samoa Joe moves forward in a tournament. But he's doing it here in this tournament. Now, is this going to be gold around their waist type of thing, or is it going to be a push for individual Magnus or Samoa Joe? Yet to see. But I like the way this direction is going. where they're going to go here. I mean, this is pretty much, they're setting up these Joker tag teams, because who's really going to compete against Matt Morgan and Crimson? But it's entertaining to the people to see. Just getting to this little tournament here, getting to the winners is going to be entertaining enough. So again, this is going to be a entertaining tag team to keep your eyes on. Magnus and Samoa Joe. Interested here to see what happens here in round 2 with both of those guys. Terrence and Terrell this week turn heel and turn against their father Devon. That's right. They go under the Pope's wing and officially become heels, betraying their father and actually letting the Pope go off on them, not doing anything about it, and walking off with the Pope. So these boys are now heels. Good for their careers, but probably get a whooping when they get home. Should be entertaining here to see. It hurt to see this turn. I didn't expect to see it. Kudos for TNA for making it happen. But again, interesting to see what Devon's going to do. Maybe Devon takes a vacation at this point. We'll see. But heel turn for Terrence and Terrell. After that, we had Jeff and Karen Jarrett fired from TNA. That's right. After losing that match to Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett or Karen Jarrett were going to face the guillotine with TNA's corporate leader, now Stinger, calling out one of these guys to be fired. After they couldn't agree with who's going to be the one that's going to face the firing, Sting decides that it's going to be the both of them. So both Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett are now out of TNA. So expect Jeff Jarrett to go and defend his mega championship at AAA Wrestling, and Karen Jarrett to go after watching the 5 Kids, or coming with Jeff Jarrett to Mexico to watch more AAA Lucha Libre. After that, we jump over here to WWE and what happened in SmackDown. Now, if you didn't have a chance to see it on Tuesday, there was Tribute to the Troops on USA. Now, they're going to have a, showing that thing again here, a rerun, on that show, okay? Tribute to the Troops is going to be on Saturday. It's going to be the actual time, 9/8 Central on NBC. So if you didn't get a chance to see it on Tuesday, oh man, didn't record or anything, don't worry about it. Saturday, I mean, there's no college football. There is NFL football coming up here on Saturdays, but again, if you didn't get a chance to see it, check it out. It was pretty good, pretty entertaining, and it's always good to see the troops there in action. Big deal here for WWE is TLC. That's coming up this Sunday. UnifiedWrestling.com will have live coverage by Invincible E. Vincent, and we will have, again, tag team covering the results show of TLC. But let's go over the card, and I'm sure Invincible E. Vincent will leave down there in the comments as to what he believes is the fact. I mean, we all know who's going to be the guy that picks the winners, right? No, Invincible E. Vincent and myself tied here last week on the TNA card. So let's see what happens here this week. Let's start here from the bottom, work our way up. First, let's go with Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett in a, here we go, tables match. I'm going to go the other way with this. It's difficult to go against Randy Orton, but I'm going to do it. I think the Barrett barrage is going strong, and I'd like to see Barrett get this W, get his momentum moving forward. I like this guy. I like his mic skills. I like his in-ring presence, and I want to see bigger and better things. But we all know what we get from Randy Orton. Let's see something here from the Barrett barrage, all right? That's the first match. Next is going to be the U.S. Championship between Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder. We all know the push that Zack Ryder is getting as of late with the WWE Universe. Expect Zack Ryder to be the new U.S. Champion. This guy, Dolph Ziggler, has had the belt for quite some time here. Expect some flux here between him and Vicky Guerrero. And, yeah, looks like we might have a new champion here come Sunday. All right. After that, we have the Intercontinental Championship match between Cody Rhodes and Booker T. I think Booker T's on his way back into the squared circle, and I think this is just the vehicle to push him towards that direction. I expect Booker T to pull out the W against Cody Rhodes and wear that gold belt. Brought the white belt back. That looks great on Booker T. I'm going to call it out here. Booker T, new Intercontinental Champion come Sunday. After that, we have Triple H versus Kevin Nash in a Sledgehammer's ladder match. How good is that? All right, I expect my boy Big Daddy Cool Diesel, a.k.a. Kevin Nash, Super Shredder to get the W here in this pay-per-view. This guy hasn't had a lot of play in the WWE since coming back, and this is just the type of match that puts him back on the map and puts him in contention. Another contestant here in the Royal Rumble. Second time in a matter of 2 years. So let's go with that. That's victory here for Kevin Nash. I'm hoping. I mean, again, we're talking about Triple H here. Never count out this cerebral assassin, but again, we're talking about Big Daddy Cool. All right, let's go. After that, we have the heavyweight championship match between Mark Henry and the Big Show. Now, my head is saying Big Show, my heart is saying Mark Henry, and I'm going to just go with my heart. Mark Henry, get the W in this match. I don't expect why he wouldn't. I know the momentum's going towards the Big Show. Big Show probably will more likely get this W, but I'm still going to say Mark Henry. And the last match, triple threat match between Del Rio, CM Punk, and The Miz. I'm going to give this, of course, to CM Punk. CM Punk's hot right now. He's not going to let up. He's not going to let go of this championship. If you think The Miz or Del Rio is going to win it, wow, where are you coming from? Comment here on the show. I want to know what you're thinking. All right, that's all we got here for this edition of This Week in Wrestling. Remember, we will have this every Friday covering Impact and SmackDown. Best of both worlds here. What else are you going to do on a Friday night, right? All right, for myself, Cesar Scorpio, do not forget, E-Vincent will be covering Monday Night Raw, live coverage, and also doing the review show. See you here next week for This Week in Wrestling. Cesar Scorpio signing off. See you guys on Sunday.